Hello. I am sitting in my balcony today, so I am concerned that if there is a lot of noise, then I'll have to go inside. Can't hear, is it? Ooh, I can hear a baby cry. Oh. Okay, let me go inside. Looks like this is not going to work. Yeah. Let me see where I am going to sit. Where am I going to sit? Dun 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 dun. Okay, looks like this is where I'm gonna sit. Okay, do we all look all set? Do we need any more lighting? This is good. Superb. All right, let's get started. Let me welcome Tusti, Feather, Supriya, Dr. Aman, Dra09, Vinamra Gandhi, English with Deepti, Pankaj Rawat. Welcome. So sweet. Kaveri saying, hi Puja, the wait is over. Thank you. That's too sweet. Hidya Dugsh. Okay, Shraddha, I'm just going to call you Shraddha. Tell me how to increase focus. The more silent your mind, the better your focus. So do whatever it takes to keep on silencing the mind, learning to improve your concentration. You can do this through meditation. You can do this through chanting. You can do this through looking at a particular light source. So you can just burn a candle and just keep looking at that. You can do this with just sitting in your silence and stillness. It's like, you know what, have you ever seen that experiment where they'll put a lot of sediments and then just stir the water, and that whole water will keep going round. In a while, all the sediments will sit at the bottom and the water will become crystal clear. A water that you couldn't see through now will become completely transparent. That's pretty much how our mind is. Most of the time, we have 100 projectors on. So to be able to silence our mind is when we switch off projector by projector, and then our ability to focus increases so much. Of course, there are some fabulous books on focus, so you can get that. Jack Canfield has a very good book on focus. Just Google focus and see which are the top 5 books and get your hands on that. Of course, there's the Pomodoro technique, which is 45 minutes of work, 15 minutes of break. 45 minutes of work, 15 minutes of break. That means in your work schedule, you don't want to bring in anything. Your phone especially, no sort of social media, no taking a break for that entire extent of 45 minutes, and then take a full 15-minute break where you walk around, go to the bathroom, check your phone, do all the things that could be a distraction otherwise, yeah? One of the things I've done in the last 1 week is deleted YouTube, deleted Instagram, deleted everything from my phone, because I was feeling like in all of my free time, if I was sitting between 2 sessions and there was 15 minutes, I'm just scrolling. So one of the things that happens when you scroll is you get what they call the dopamine hit. And the more you scroll, the attention span of ours keeps reducing. So while if you watch something for 45 minutes versus you watch something for a second, what you're doing is you are training your brain to be unable to focus. So I'm going to highly recommend to all of you, bring your scrolling down to 15 minutes a day, or very choicefully do it at a time when you are totally and absolutely free. Don't get into the habit of all the time going from one topic to another topic to another topic and to another topic, because that can cause issues around focus, yeah? See whichever one of these helps you. Itisha is saying, please lend me some energy, ma'am. Take it, Itisha, take it. You know, I'm going to just recommend to all of you to pretend to exaggerate your energy and live life in an exaggerated form for a week or 2. One of the ways I have gained energy is that for a long period of my life, I just used to wake up and make up my mind that I'm going to do everything with high energy. You know, I remember reading this somewhere, I don't know where, but it said something like this, that it's not that you need to be passionate about everything. It is that when you are a passionate person, you'll do everything with that high energy. And I realize what I really want to be is a passionate person, not just around my passions, but around everything. If I've decided to decorate my house, I want to do it passionately. If I've decided to select teas, I have a collection. This is my tea wall here. If you can see, I don't know. Can you see all those bottles there? So those tiny tin ke dabbe, they are all different teas that I'm collecting. So I'm passionate about collecting teas. So whatever you do, if you start to do it with passion, automatically you will start to see your energy becoming higher and higher. So whenever someone is thinking that you are going to get energy from outside, not true. You are the nuclear plant, so you have to start to live in high energy so that that becomes your new normal. Tusti saying, I'm at Prithvi Cafe, Mumbai. Lovely place to listen to you from. Wow. Can I see your ring? Sure. Can you see it? Kaveri Shubham, your hair is at its best. God bless. Oh, thank you. I've just picked up this new hairbrush with that hair dryer hairbrush combination, which is very easy to do. It freshens up the hair like instantly. So before any video making or going for any class or anything, I'm just jung I'm doing. I think it's called, I can't pronounce it, but Jose. I'm gonna guess it's Jose or something. Jose Beige. Maybe I'll share it in the story today. I'll just take a picture of it and share it. It's a nice product. I'm really enjoying it. It fixes your hair really fast. It barely takes me like 5 minutes to just, normally I've been using hair irons all my life, and that's why you'll see me in a lot of curls. But now with this new product, it's more like the blow dry look. So thank you for noticing, Kaveri. Last time you were here and I loved it. Oh. Okay, let's go with the questions. Image by Design Consultancy saying, Sau Bana, I've started making my vision board as you had mentioned. Have a theme for the year. So I did so of building courage this year and it has come true. Please make a session on vision board this year too. 100%. So if you are enrolled in any of my courses, whether you are in Awakening or in Coaching Mastery or in any of my level 3s, I want you to know that this December I'm planning to have a half-a-day event around vision board. So I'm going to take good 3 to 4 hours. I'm currently creating my own vision board, so doing the whole step-by-step process for myself. And after I have that ready, I'm going to show it to you as an example of how I made mine. I'm going to request all of you to make yours. Let's go into 2023 really strong. And to me, I don't know how to operate without vision board, because if you don't have a clear intention, then you will become someone else's plan. So you should have a clear intention for where you are going in your life. What's that BHAG, your big, hairy, audacious goal for 2023 that's going to help you achieve everything else? What's going to be your financials? What are going to be your things that you're going to do for happiness? Where do you see your relationships? Where do you want to take your career or business? What about your charity? What about your spirituality? What about your body? So every aspect of your life I'd like you to see, and where do you want to go with it? How can you take it a notch higher, a notch higher, a notch higher? My 2021 and 2022 vision board was pretty much the same thanks to COVID. I just changed a few numbers here and there, and as I was ticking off my vision board for 2022, I don't know if it's lying somewhere here and I can see it, I could have shown it to you. I almost realized that 90% of it had come true. 1 or 2 things had not come true, and they were also, I was just about 10 to 15% behind in that number. So I really felt like pretty much done it all. The millennial stage block. How to stop being sensitive to little things and stop getting annoyed at people and things around me. I think the most important question to ask yourself when you start to get a little annoyed or you feel extremely sensitive is, what inside of me is causing this? There was this story about a monk sitting in a boat and meditating, and suddenly his boat got hit And he opened his eyes to scream at this person that, couldn't you see I'm meditating and you've come and hit my boat? Only to realize that it was a log. And he realized that the anger doesn't come from outside, but it is there within that is coming out. So I think the most important thing for you to start to ask yourself is, what could be annoying me? If it's not this person, what could be annoying me? Because is there a person who could experience this person exactly the same way and not get annoyed? You know, there are people in the Gurgaon highway or motorway where there'll be a toll and there'll be long jams and lines and traffic. Somebody could be listening to great music, eating his salad, maybe listening to some, something very interesting, or just enjoying the weather. And there could be somebody who could be like, pam, 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 why is the traffic not moving? Knowing that every day this is the story, still getting irritated and annoyed. Same situation, different reactions. So I think learning to modify our reactions, learning to get a control over, how can I not react to this? How can I make sure that I'm, calm and returning back to my inner peace? When you keep asking yourself that question, you start to get emotionally really mature and stable. A lot of times I'll just tell Puneet, I know I'm feeling something. I don't know from where I've picked it, but I want to just remain careful that it doesn't come out on someone. They say, don't bleed on someone that didn't cut you. Very interesting line. So yeah, see how you can use that. I don't know if I've really answered your question, but the whole thing is to reflect and see. Maybe you spend time with someone who is a bit negative. Maybe you landed up, maybe you're PMSing. Maybe there's something happening else in your life that you are not being in control of, and it's coming out here. So it's all about starting to understand and see. And if you're generally a sensitive person, again, there's something you can do is you can start to look at, I know I'm extremely sensitive. How can I monitor that? How can I handle it? What can I tell myself to, not remain this sensitive? So what are those sentences you can learn to tell yourself that, it's fine. I'm okay. It'll be okay. Maybe they don't understand my sensitivity. Maybe I'm only overreacting. So all of that, the more you are able to become an observer of your emotions rather than the experiencer, the more you will be able to have a control. So go from, most of the time we are experiencing our emotions, start to see if you can actually observe it. Which means Puja can see Puja getting angry. Which Puja is seeing which Puja get angry, correct? So there are these two inside of us. No other creature in the world can observe itself. We are the only ones. So if you can start to observe, then you can start to converse. The more you converse, the more control you become. Yes? Oh, lovely. I'm so glad it got answered. During my PMS, I say things I don't mean. I regret it, but I repeat it. Please help. I'm going to just suggest that when you know you are PMSing, just retreat. Treat your bedroom or some space in your house as a cave or whatever, and for some time just go in there, letting people know that you are PMSing. Sometimes it's good for others to know, because otherwise you'll be overreacting or being extremely sensitive and others will not know कि इसको हुआ क्या है. Ruchi Naveen, I am not able to forgive my parents. I have a lot of anger which I show towards them. Don't know what to do. Don't want to do that, but still can't control. Ruchi, I think it's a healing that you have to go through. There are actually courses in America where you can go through the entire healing around your parents. There are a few things that we have to know. I was recently at Making the Stage and I was assisting in a room all regarding the emotions, and there was a teacher called Larry there, and he spoke about this very beautifully, that parents are actually master manipulators. The real thing that they are saying to us most of the time is not that you can do anything you like, but you can do anything you like till the time we approve of it. That we approve of it is a silent portion. So I think once you realize that every parent, even if their intention is good, they always have a personal agenda to make sure that you come out the way they choose to or they want you to. Now, I don't know if your parents have purposely or intentionally hurt you, or have your parents done it without really meaning it. That is something you need to sit down and see what was their real intention. I always feel that when the intention is not bad, but the action is, I'm far more easily able to forgive than when I know someone's intention is bad. Normally what I've seen is parents' intentions are not bad, they're just limited with their experience, their upbringing, their style of understanding. So that's something you need to really go into. Another thing is, forgiveness is a decision we don't make for others but for ourselves. So it's a decision that you make. You know, some people will say forgive and forget. Forget, how do you forget? If you felt something, how do you forget it? You can't consciously forget anything. I can't make you forget anything. You can't make yourself forget anything. So forgiveness is a choice you can make. You can start to say from today, you know what, I let it go. Maybe they didn't do what I was expecting. Maybe I'm disappointed in the kind or style in which they parented me, but you know what, I can let it go. And then you can slowly and steadily start to make this conscious decision. Ho'oponopono technique, or Ho'oponopono, I don't know exactly how to pronounce it, but you can just Google it. It's a Hawaiian technique of 4 sentences where you say, I love you, thank you, I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you, thank you, I'm sorry, please forgive me. And you keep chanting, you keep repeating this, you will start to see an energetical shift between your relationship with your parents, okay? It's a conscious decision where you start to go, I don't want to carry the poison anymore. It's just too much burden on me. You know, all of that anger that is sitting inside of you can turn into disease tomorrow, can turn into you fighting with other people who are not even relevant to that whole thing. Or, you know what, now your parents may regret or feel guilty towards whatever it is that they had done, but now you have become so bitter that they don't know how to go about it. By the time you will become fine, they'll become bitter. So see if you can start to outgrow it. I'm sure it's not easy. But all of us parents, I do believe that I am wounding my children are going to wound their children are going to wound. As parents, while we do a lot of good, we also land up wounding our children in the wounds that we didn't heal of our own. So the more wounded the parent, the more automatically it will pass on to the kids. So you know what, at least yours should be the last generation and you don't pass it on. If you can make that decision, then you'll have to clean yourself out. So see if you can find a reason why should I forgive my parents? And if you can forgive them because you don't want to carry this wound into your parenting, if you don't want to carry this bitterness into the world and you don't want to carry the poison and pray someone else's gets affected, then you can start to then consciously choose. Once you decide you want to forgive, forgiveness is not so difficult. We are so scared that they'll do it to us again that most of the time we don't forgive because of that reason. I think we have to let go of this thought that they can do it to us again. You are too smart now for them to do anything to you again. Rather, you are the powerful person now. So see if you can start to look at it like that you know what, their time is over, now it's my time. I can either choose to do the same to them and keep the wound between our relationship, or I can act differently and show them a different way of being. And you know what, that can also become so beautiful. So you'll have to find your why. Why should you forgive them? Once you find your why, I can assure you it will be easier to forgive. Okay? Rishma Latawa. Hello ma'am, want to know what should a person do when you know that your friends always lie to you and they claim as if they are your well-wishers, so what to do in this situation? I think the first thing you'll have to do is confront. Okay, when you confront them, let's say they still continue to lie, then you just let them know that, look, I already know. There's no point in you continuing to lie, and or maybe only confront them when you have enough proof so that you can show it to them so that they can stop. And if they still don't stop, I don't know if you really want to be around a person like this. Once we start to, for me, in every relationship, I'm looking for trust. And any relationship where there's no trust, there is no relationship. Then it is just an outer cover which will crack the minute anything real happens. So, you know what? This relationship is already downward spiral. Now, how long you want to keep it fake and happening, you can. But now that you know that this person lies and this person is not really good for you, I think the faster you can find friendships that are real, the more we become the average of the 5 people we hang out with. And if we hang out with people who are bringing our energy down, becomes very difficult to become successful in life. Oh, Salnaz is saying, I manifested your exact topic for today. Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you, Relieve with Coach Sangeeta. How to be able to start one's day with utmost joy and energy. I procrastinate waking up. Ridzint, whenever I get this question, I always ask a question in return, which is, why do you need to wake up? If you don't have a reason, if you don't have a mission, if you don't have a purpose, if you don't have a why, if you don't know where you're going, waking up becomes really hard, because what's the use? You have to make it useful, right? I know exactly why I need to wake up at 4 o'clock, which is why I wake up at 4 o'clock. Days I don't need to, I actually am unable to. So I would love for you to first figure out, why do you need to wake up at whatever time you want to, maybe 6 or 7, 5, whatever your time is. And then what's going to be your routine once you wake up? What are those things that you feel if you achieved will make your life amazing? You know, they say that the top 100 people on the Forbes 100 billionaires or whatever all have one habit in common, and that is that they start their day really early. So clearly there is some science to it, but why? What is going to be your reason? If you can find that, that's when you will start to be able to do so. You know, for me, my morning routine is what helps me set the intention for the day. It helps me get up and be stronger. Sometimes I actually go back to sleep at about 7ish, and I have this lovely nap 7 to 8 in the morning, in case like I've had a really 4 to 7 was extremely productive and I'm tired. I actually go back to sleep. So I want you to look for a way that can charm you. Hal Elrod has this beautiful book where he speaks about savers as a concept. S for silence, A for affirmation, V for visualization, E for exercise, R for reading, S for scribing. Okay, so if you can get all of this done, just Google savers, Hal Elrod, it will show up what are these 6 activities. You start doing these 6 activities, I have a feeling this itself will set your life right. And if you are trying to wake up, see if you can start with just preponing it by 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Don't try to wake up too early, but just go 30 minutes earlier and do these 6 activities in those 30 minutes, and you'll start to see, or maybe it'll take 45 minutes if you did a 20-minute exercise and the rest of it for 20-25 minutes. I think a 45-minute segment is more than enough to start to make you feel super strong for the day. Yeah? Shizan Bhatt, please answer my question today. How to be a more confident and to be a more positive person. You know what? Whenever somebody is looking for confident, I'll definitely tell you, because confidence to me is directly proportionate to your self-esteem. How much you love yourself decides your ability to show up in this world in a more confident manner. The more good you do, the more deserving you get. The more deserving you get, the more confident you get. Taking small risks and accomplishing them every day starts to build your confidence muscle. So that's very helpful. How dependable are you? Do you say what you mean? Do you mean what you say? Again, helps you build your confidence. So for me, all of this, my definition of confidence recently changed when I read this somewhere, that you know what, confidence is not that everything will go right. Confidence is, even if it doesn't go right, I'll be able to handle it. And I really like this definition, because most of our lives, it's not that everything goes right, but our ability to handle it is what makes us super special. So when you're working with your confidence, that's what my suggestions to you would be. Try all of these. You'll start to see yourself, you know, tap into your courage on a daily basis. What can I do today that will make me feel more courageous? What can I do today that is outside my comfort zone? What can I do today that will make me feel bold? All of that helps us build our confidence, because remember, the first time you do anything, you may not get it right, but the fact that you've done it and you've ticked it, the second time is easier, the third time is even easier, the fourth time is super easy. So it's all about going from hard to easy. It's hard till it's easy, like I always say. As far as being a positive person, I'm very scared of fake positivity. What do I mean when I say this? Fake positivity to me is when people try to remain positive when things are negative. I'd rather you stay realistic and choose positive rather than be positive. So let me explain the difference. Let's say somebody's had an accident in your family. You can't be positive about it, right? What can you be? Reality is that that accident was not a good thing. But now, what can you do about it? It's already happened. So what's the best you can look at it as? Okay, at least only the leg got injured. Nobody died, or everybody's okay, or this is curable. So what you're doing is you're looking at that silver lining around the cloud and then choosing your thought. A lot of people, what they do is, no matter what the situation, they go, no, it will happen for me. I'm a very positive person, da-da-da. And they build this very massive positive bubble that when it bursts, they fall like anything. So around positivity, I want you to stay very careful, because artificial positivity is one of the most toxic things to have in your life, which is what you don't want. So look at reality, accept reality, choose an empowering thought. That is positivity. Keep yourself free of complaining and blaming. That is one way that I have built my positive personality, which is every time I catch myself complaining or blaming, I have to put a coffee bean into my coffee jar. And for so many years in my whole house, we used to have this activity where I used to be like, anybody complaining, anybody blaming, chalo, 100 rupees dalo jar mein, 100 rupees dalo jar mein. And we used to have this charity jar, or, either you could use it for dinners on Wednesday that we go for. Becoming extremely hyper aware of your thoughts, people so casually are constantly remaining in victim mode. Everything could be going right in our life, and yet we'll be complaining about something, which is so sad, because God from above is looking and saying, I have made her a Ferrari, and yet she's continuing to act like a Maruti. So see in your life, maybe you are better off than, 90% of this world. If you have a roof, if you have good food to eat, if you have a car to drive, if you have, all of those basic things, sometimes that in itself is a great life. And here we are, because of that one relationship or because of something not going according to us, we start to complain so easily. So become hyper aware of traffic. We shouldn't complain about weather. These are things that we have so much control over, because we have a house that we can come into. There are so many people in this world who are suffering, and instead of looking at them, we keep looking up and going, but I don't have that, but I don't have that. Today onwards, for every one person you compare who's on top, compare yourself with the 15 that are at the bottom, and then remind yourself you are a very lucky person. That gratitude is what really makes us deeply positive if you want to be a positive person. Yeah. Swati Pandey, is Mr. Savan Kapoor your brother? Yes, very much, from the same parents. Thank you for asking. I love my brother. Both of us live in Chennai. We are extremely close as a brother-sister. He came back from America about, 10, 15 years ago. And then he was in Delhi with my parents for some time. And then he moved to Chennai. He stayed with me for a little while. And you know what? It's so nice that both of us live in the same city. That way we can interact so much more and all of that. Take your hair back so that we can admire your dress. There's nothing to admire in my dress. It's just a nice shiny blue color t-shirt. So I don't know, what more do you want to see? Neha 19987. Parents are asking for marriage, but I don't want to do it. What should I do and how to convince them? You know what? I'm still so surprised that in this year, in this day and age also, we are still after that whole concept of marriage, even if our children are not interested in doing so. So Neha, keep fighting it, darling, because you know what? Once you're married for life. So if you're not feeling ready yet, My suggestion is make sure that you're doing something constructive with your life so that you have something to fall back on. If you are sitting absolutely free and doing nothing, the chances are the parents get even more inspired to get you married. So see if you have a career that you are building, or you're doing something that makes you feel so involved and engrossed that then you can, it becomes easier to fight that. Also, know in your heart, like, by when would you like to be married, so that you can give them also a little bit of clarity instead of going, when I'm ready, I'll let you know. It's better to push it in a specific period of time. So if you want to push it for 6 months, you want to push it for 1 year, you want to push it for 2 years, the more specifically you speak, the more they realize that you know where you are going, where you are headed. And if they see you clear, then that's a good thing. Another thing to that, I'd like to add that in case they are looking for good rishtas and a good rishta comes, is it worth considering? I do believe so. So, you know what? Sometimes they'll keep asking, but there's no one in the pipeline. So you can even say, yes, go look. And then let the looking start to happen. And you know what? If it is worthy, then maybe you'll also change your mind. The problem is you're not interested because there may be no one worthy right now in front. So both the things matter. So I do believe that a lot of times, a lot of my friends got married because worthy suitors showed up. Maybe they were not ready, but now today they say, Puja, it is so fabulous because I got the man of my dreams. So yes, if the man of your dreams does show up, it's not like you're going to say no. But yes, if you have to choose right now is not the right time for you, that I understand and respect. Mentor MVK, ma'am, what was your experience post your first MMI? For those of you here who don't know about MMI, it is, I think, Millionaire Mind Intensive. And mine was fabulous. Actually, the one I attended, T. Harv Eker himself had flown down from America to do it. So we got him to do a portion of our MMI. I absolutely loved it. There were some activities in that class that truly are, you know which ones I'm talking about. They change the thermostat of your number, of your financial abundance, and I loved that. So anybody here who's really wanting to create a new relationship with money, wants to get rid of all those myths that we carry, that money doesn't grow on trees, money is the root of all evil, it is important to have money, or it is not important to have money because money doesn't bring happiness, or money is the reason why we become greedy, or it won't keep us humble, we'll all become arrogant. All of these things that we have in our mindset sometimes while we are growing up, it's so important to get rid of all of that and create a brand new relationship with money. Whenever someone lands up joining my course, one of the things I always train them in is to writing letters to money. Like, dear money, I love it when you visit my house. I always feel so secure and stable when you are around. As a family, we laugh so much more and so many more interesting things we are able to do. We go on family holidays. I promise you, when you will come, I will not hoard you. I'll keep you properly in my wallet and give you a lot of respect. I'll make sure you're being used for the best for my family as well as for the world. I'll never misuse you. The more you can start to, build something so beautiful that it enjoys coming to you and you enjoy having it. When that becomes your relationship with money, I feel like a lot of your abundance portals open up. Krinika, hey, I'm very stressed and depressed. I want to buy a new house. I tried manifesting it, but still I've not got it. There are many obstacles in the way. Krinika, firstly, your choice of words. I am very stressed and depressed. A person who is stressed and depressed, very hard to attract anything because you're vibrating at the lowest energy. So my suggestion to you will be that for 1 month, first live in joy and happiness. Every single day, wake up in joy, spend the whole day in joy. The more you can keep yourself in love and gratitude, the highest emotions are love and gratitude. The lowest emotions are stress and depressed. So you want to move into, so every single day, write your gratitude. Every single day, start to become really grateful for everything that you have. And in the beginning, it may feel extremely fake. I'm going to just ask you, pretend to do so. That's when your energy will change. When you move into the energy of manifestation, that's the only time you can attract anything. You can never attract anything when you are desperate for it. So you'll have to give up your desperation. There are a lot of laws around manifestation. The first law is the law of vibration. Where is your energy or your frequency sitting at? Then there is a law of deservability. You know, how much do you feel you deserve it? If you are just throwing a tantrum with God, He's not going to attend to you so easily. So learning the art of manifestation in this, on my Instagram itself, last year, same time, somewhere around December, I've done a 21-day manifesting challenge, how to attract anything. I want you to go back and watch those videos. Rather, if I can, I'll try my level best that this year also, at least I do a 3-day manifesting challenge so that I can show you how to start to become that person who can automatically think it, get it, think it, get it. It takes a little while to go that autopilot, but I can assure you, you can reach there. In the meantime, please watch videos by Dr. Joe Dispenza. He's one of those masters who explains the whole science of how our brain and our heart works in synchronization, on how we think, which sends out an electric charge, how we feel sends a magnetic charge, and both together pulls things to us. And if you are able to understand the law of synchronicity, the why and how miracles happen, I can tell you what is a house. You will get a house, you'll get a beach house, you'll get a house on the mountains, and everything else that you want to attract. Okay, so I want you to know it's all possible. All you need to do is set your mind to it with a positive demeanor. That's very, very important. Purnima, you look so confident. After my marriage and delivery, I have all my confidence all the time busy in taking care of husband, baby, home. I'm going to guess she means I have lost my confidence. All the time I'm busy doing is taking care of husband, baby, home. Purnima, especially as a young mother, that's pretty much what we land up doing for a period of time. I'm going to recommend to you that every single day I want you to ask yourself, what am I going to do for myself today? And do at least one thing a day, whether it is going for a haircut, or it is about just, going for a massage, or it is going for a coffee with a friend, or if it is, look for that one thing that you can do for self, because it's so easy to neglect yourself in the disguise of being supportive and caring and loving towards everyone else. The truth is, the more we do that, the more bitterness starts to get created and generated within. The more bitter we get, the more resentful we get, and then you know what? We land up doing everything, but we do it with so much of negativity and so much of, kitch emotion. I don't want you to be in kitch emotion. I'd rather you do something for yourself, be little guilty, and out of guilt do things for others. Then keep doing, and become a martyr of being sacrificing, tolerating, compromising, and then being bitter towards other people. So guilt better than bitterness. Okay, I'm going to go right to the bottom. I've left my phone there. I need to read out the list of people. Okay, I'll carry it and bring it. Let's go right to the bottom. Oh, Rama Pallantala. Hi Puja, how are you? I know my goal and I have a vision. I also have a few clients who are willing to do clarity call, but I'm getting scared to talk to my first client what to do. Just do. There is no way that you will not be scared to talk to your first client. After all, you want to get this right. You've been preparing yourself for this. So I'd love for you to just do it. Let's say it goes average. It's not as good. You can always improve later. My first talk in Chennai was in this shop where they had invited me. There were just about 5 people and I was a disaster. And I remember coming away and saying, thank you God, there were only 5 people. Only those 5 people in the world will know how bad Puja was when she started out. So I think in my heart, in the beginning, none of us, one of my first few talks was my TED Talk. And while I love my TED Talk, I never go back to watch it because there's so much judgment I have on my own talk. So just know that right in the beginning, don't compare your first chapter with someone else's 10th chapter. Just do it. Just show up. The first 10 times that you do anything, I want you to applaud your courage rather than your performance. If you cannot judge your performance, don't judge your performance, just applaud your courage, which means at least I did it. At least I did it. I remember every time I used to go on stage and get down, I was like, oh, I forgot my quotation, I forgot my bullet point, I forgot my punchline, I forgot my... And then I'd be like, no. At least I went on stage. At least I did it. I had 100 million reasons why I didn't want to go and do it, but I did it. But I did it. But I did it. The first time I had to do my Insta live, I was so scared. You know कि ये करते कैसे हैं? इसको on कैसे करते हैं? इसको save कैसे करते हैं? इसमें questions कैसे आते हैं? I didn't know any of it. But you know what? Over the years, doing it, the only thing that can improve you is practice. Now that you know it, tell yourself the first 10 clarity calls are not for how good I am, but for the courage of being able to do it. I can assure you, you do 10 clarity calls, you will become amazing at what you do. Please suggest the best book by Joe Dispenza. I'm going to just suggest watch some of his YouTube videos. They are fabulous. You know, once you get his concept, you don't need to know the whole thing. It's like, to use a phone, you don't need to know how the phone works, right? You just need to know the basics. You don't need to go into the electricity of the phone or the, you know, how the communication or the frequency travels and all of that. You don't need to know all of that. And I don't know much about the phone, so I'm just guessing that these are the things that happen. But you don't need to know. I do feel that the level at which his books go, they are so sometimes beyond what a person needs to understand. Like, we talk about dopamine and serotonin and all of that. He'll talk about what is the covering on the neural pathways and what are the proteins and the nutrients that cause all of that wiring and firing in the brain. We don't need to know all of that. So I'm going to suggest that, you know what, even if you get his book, glance through it, just watch a couple of his videos, you'll get the concept. Once you get the concept, that's all I need you to have. I don't really need you to do PhD in you know, the biology and the chemistry of manifestation. I think a lot of you are asking that same question, what to do if a person is lying to us. You know what, it all depends on how important they are. If they are important enough, you need to confront. And if they are not important enough, then you need to remove. You know, some people, I always feel friendships are in compartments. This is my friend for Saturday evenings because I love being in their company. This is my 3 a.m. friend. This is my soul tribe friend. This is my friend to travel with. This is my friend to go for movies with. If you know which friendships are for what, then you can actually just shift this person from whichever category that they are in, which is not suiting you, to a category that may suit you. So everybody does not need to have a soul connect with you. Some friendships, I don't care how their personality is, they are a lot of fun when I hang out with. I'm not interested in looking for deep friendship with them. I'm very picky and choosy about who I'm going to do deep friendship with. But general friendship, though, we can do with anybody, no? So if you know someone is a liar, someone is not trustworthy, someone you cannot be yourself with, shift them into a different bracket of friendship where their personality is not the most important thing. Rather, what you do with them, common interest, is what becomes the reason of your friendship. So see if you can move that person into a more common friendship or common interest friendship rather than soul tribe. Your soul tribe has to be trustworthy. So even if you confront this person, now that you know that they are this category, can you really trust them? Even if they agree, let's say, you know, if you know that they are the just, you know, some people are just exaggerators. Some people just think it's okay to lie. What I've seen with a liar is only he thinks he's very smart. Everybody else knows and he thinks that nobody else knows. So actually, who's the most foolish person in the room? The liar. His loss is much greater than yours. Once you've seen through him, you know what? Trust is the currency of all relationships. And as souls, our need to connect is so deep with people. And you know what? when you start to lie, you start to disconnect with people. You won't know why, but people won't just choose to get close to you. So I feel like this person must be already suffering. They are thinking they are very cool, but they are not cool at all. So from today onwards, see, instead of getting angry or upset with these people, if you can start to sympathize. Whenever I see a huge problem in someone's personality, my heart starts to go out for them, that you know what, their entire purpose of being on earth, to connect, to belong, to fit in, to, you know, be able to be vulnerable. I don't know how many of you have seen Breen Brown's beautiful video on vulnerability. Vulnerability is all about being honest beyond your comfort zone, and lying is the exact opposite of that. Vulnerability is what makes our hearts come together. Lying is what actually separates us. True? So somebody who doesn't know how to connect, please only give them your sympathy from today. Do not be angry. Do not be upset. You deserve so much better. Go find those people. Your vibration will attract your kind now. Go out in the world and look for them. If you can't find them anywhere, come join my tribe. I can tell you, I literally have the best people on this planet. Like, I don't know how I attract that category, but my tribe is just mind-blowing amazing. If you've been a part of any of my classes, you'll see women who truly are genuinely in love with life, in love with each other, in love with themselves, and discovering their goddess. So for me, I just feel like, you know what, if you've not been able to find great friends, come be a part of my tribe. Learning to will happen. Beyond that, the community that you will get is going to be mind-blowing. Okay, I'm going to go right to the bottom. Oh, we are already at 4:48. I need to run and bring my phone. Oh, nice. Will the Vision Board Masterclass be a paid event? No, it's going to be free for all of you. It's going to be a free event if you are already a part of my tribe. Okay, I don't know if I'll open it up to people who are not a part of my tribe. I'll see, but definitely for those of you who are a part of my tribe already, which means you've either attended any of my 2 days or are a part of my 3 months. If you're a part of my 2 days or my 3 months, you're going to get a free invite. Yoga with Jella is saying, please throw some light on poisonous love. Honestly, I've never heard of this concept called poisonous love, but I'm going to just guess that it is the one that is what we call toxic. So where it's passive aggressive, where people will show you their love, but manipulate you to do things that they want you to do in the garb of love. So I think you just have to become very careful of the manipulations that show up along with love. So, you know, because I love you, I need you to be a certain way. Because I love you, I will control you. Because I love you, I can hurt you, hit you, you know, control you. All of those to me is poisonous love, but I'm not sure in what context you were asking. How to get along with a difficult family member? You know what? Firstly, you have to start to look at why they are in your life. And I always believe that they are our disguised angels. There is a part of us that can get extremely lazy if it wasn't for these people triggering us full time. In the process of them triggering us, in the process of them misunderstanding us, in the process of them labeling us, in the process of us having to explain and justify who we are and how we are, what happens is that there comes the time where we go, enough is enough, and we get sick and tired of not being understood, that we start to build our own journey. And to me, the sweetest revenge in life is for my success to speak rather than for me to speak. So see if you can use all of that negativity of a difficult member and start to create a life so beautiful for yourself that someday you can look back and say, thank you, because of that one sentence that day, or because of that, you know, accusation or that incident or that event, today I am who I am. I know a lot of events and incidents that happened in my early marriage where I felt so misunderstood, you know, I felt so, you know, that this is not what I meant, this is not what I was trying to say, that I just felt like, okay, if no one understands, let me go out in the world and help them and see where I can go there, because here though, it's not working out. And then, the more I did it there, when I came back, I started to feel a certain amount of approval and a certain amount of validation to my personality. But it came after I went and came back. So I'm going to request you to do the same. If you truly want to manage a difficult member, I want you to reduce or remove your interaction with them and start to build such a beautiful future that your energy gets changed. And when your energy gets changed, their energy towards you will get changed. And I've seen my relationships go from very average to simply fabulous with the same person, because I stopped paying attention to their difficult side and I started to pay attention to who I was becoming. And instead of getting angry, I started to just, sympathize, or rather, I won't even say sympathize. I just started to go, everyone has the right to be who they are. Some people could be different from me, but that doesn't mean they are wrong. And you know what, if I don't know how to deal with different, how will they know how to deal with different? We are just different. Chemically, we are different. Biologically, we are different. We are just different. And I think learning to respect the difference is the most evolved way of being. If we can start to go, you may not think alike, we may agree to disagree, but yet I can still respect you. To me, that is one of the highest forms of, Marianne Williamson says this so beautifully, where she says, the highest thought is not that we are unique. The highest thought is that we are actually all the same. And I just love that thought that, बस it's the भगवान ने वही क्ले लिया और किसी को पतला, किसी को मोटा, किसी को काला, किसी को गोरा, किसी को लंबा, किसी को छोटा, किसी को, and he did all of that. He created so many versions of us. And now today we look at each other's versions and we fight over it. While the truth is, that skeleton, that blood, that everything underneath the skin is actually all the same. All of our souls are looking to make a difference, to want to live a meaningful life, to be validated, to be told that yes, what we are doing matters in this world. And it's all, the soul values are all pretty much similar for all of us. For all of us, happiness matters, career matters, finance matters, family matters. Now, it could be in different ratio proportion, but eventually it's those same 4-5 things that matters to all of us. And once we start to see that everyone is doing the best that they can with their limited understanding, and if they knew better, they would do better, our entire energy towards such people starts to change. So I really hope that from today onwards, instead of looking at what they are doing, start to see, what their soul really is desiring and why God must have put them in your life. If you can understand the lesson that they've come to teach, the minute you understand the lesson, either the person disappears from your life or the person changes and no longer remains a disturbance in your life. So a rather long answer to that question, but you know what? All of us have 1, 2 or 3 people in our life that are difficult to handle. Really just start to ask yourself why. What is it that you need to learn? Okay, let me quickly go and get my phone so that I can read out the list. Also, let's get our photo. Okay, here the lighting is so much better, no? Do you want to click the photo and then I'll read it out? Okay, let's click the photo here. Lighting is so much better here. Okay. Okay, everybody. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Is the lighting still okay or should I keep it here? This is better. Cup. All the poses for all of you. I'm going to go right at the bottom. What should I do with the photo, dear? I like that. Okay, for those of you who don't know and are visiting for the first time, all you need to do is quickly take a picture, put your takeaways on it, share it in your story and tag me with Puja_Puneet. I will share it in my stories, and if you are able to collect about 12 of these over the next 12 weeks, you get to come and spend some personal time with me. So we'll take the top 15-20 people who've done that, and we're going to put you in a room with me where you can come and share your story, how you got to know me, anything else that you'd like to share, any doubt or question you'd like to clear. So it's what we call date with Puja. So if you'd be interested in going on a date with me and a few more. Please do share it in your story. And for anyone here who came for a date with Puja last week or last to last week, do share your experience of how it was in the chat box so that other people can read and get inspired. Super. And in the meantime, I'm going to read out last week's winners. Oh, what happened here? I want to be a life coach. How to start this journey? Archana is asking. Archana, my sweetheart, there will be a number under this video by a lady called Gunjan the Dreamer. I'd love for you to give her a call and she will guide you through the whole process of how you can join me on my 2 days that is going to be happening in December 10th and 11th to start your coaching journey. So if you'd like to be a coach with me, I'd love to have you. All you need to do is just get your speak to Gunjan and she'll put you through the whole process. Join it and aa jao. I'm to looking for coaches so badly. Okay, let me very quickly read out the list. There. Participants this week were Shrimukh 2007, eCafe 12, Pia Hina Gorani, Mona Mika's Bakes, The Life School, Relieve with Coach Sangeeta, Devika Wins, Vivek Vasanta, Neha Karan, Innovative Tarot Trupti, Life Coach Kaveri Shubham, Jagan Ranganathan, Aditi Ashish Kumar, KeepSmiling.in, Coach Kakali, Gauri 1811, Bhargavi Arjun, Tulsi Mala 18, Design Priyanka, Dr. Puja Sachdev, Kashish Life Coach, Deval Bhatti, Ruchi Chauhan, Shamanjeet K, Mindset Emotional, Swati Mahesh Mudhushri, Nature is the Ultimate Power, Kalpana Sharma 1111, Nisa QR, Soumya Subana, Madhu Flair, Dr. Alifia Ladakwala, Sparkling Souls Heals, English with Deepti, Sneha Snakeated, Ujwala Madhuri 15, Anita Gupta Official and Image Design Consultancy. Massive congratulations to the 37 of you, and winners this week are Tejal Doshi, Anjali Divedi and Shilpa Dadich. Super duper congratulations, sweethearts. So happy to have all of you done the challenge. This week, don't forget to do it also. All you need to do is make sure you've got a picture of mine, you put your takeaways, tag me and I share you in the story. Yes? Thank you for coming, everyone. Bye. Ciao. And massive congratulations to the winners who just got my book, Unlocking the Golden Cage.